Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bambang Sugiyono Agus Purwono, and our co-author is Dr. Damelina Basauli Tambunan, Dr. Tommy Christian Efrata, Dr. Chris Citra Dewi, and Dr. J.A. Sutanto. The titles of my paper is a National Strategy Planning for Producing Alternative Energy. The first, I would like to thanks to Rector Universitas Ciputra, Surabaya, the chairman of organizing committee, Dr. J. Sutanto, and vice chairman, Dr. William. This paper will be presented in 9th International Conference on Entrepreneurship, ICOEN, will be held on 26th till 27th October 2022 in Surabaya, Indonesia. Organized by School of Business and Management, Universitas Ciputra, Surabaya. The topics is introduction, research background, literature study, research method, result and discussion, conclusion, and references. The introduction is about research background. The first, the average velocity in some bigger city in Indonesia of the public transportation and private car in toll road that is slow. Also in province road, also slower. Number two, the ratio between number of private car and the total length of the road is high. We can see in our data. Number three, everybody can drive and go anywhere and many places easily. Number four, just go outside and have no target or destination because the fuel price relatively cheaper. This is the number of private car. For example, in 2021, the total number is 16,416,350. This is the budget and subsidy allocation start in 2015. Some budget allocation already shifting from fuel subsidy to shift to infrastructure. In 2014, the subsidy of fuel energy is about 350.3 trillion rupiahs, or Indonesian drawing like. Now slowly to decrease this subsidy because the subsidy, this is for rich people. And the other one is the target of biofuel mandatory, B20 and B30. We can see in this data, you know, in 2021, the realization of production biofuel B20 and B30 is 9.21 million kiloliter. This means save in foreign exchange about 4.54 billion US dollar, or 64.92 trillion Indonesian drawing line, and give the guest house greenhouse gas conversion is about 14.34 million tons CO2. The problems we have discussed at the first, the increasing the energy subsidy, this is for rich people, for private car or motorbike, for uh, airplanes. Number two is the increasing of energy price. Now the price of uh, biofuel, not biofuel, fossil energy is about more than 100 US dollar per barrel. Number two, increasing the utilization of energy every year. So the Indonesian government should be import the fuel from other countries. It's not easy to switching the energy alternative, or the switching of energy alternative is not optimally. The target is 30% in 2024 should be using biofuel. And how to design the strategic planning for shifting the alternative energy. The objective of this research is to design the strategic planning for producing the alternative energy or renewable energy. Number two, to describe and to explain the strategic planning for producing alternative energy. The strategy definition, strategy is the combination from two words. Stratos means army and ago means leading or guiding, moving to. Strategy means the art of the military operation, planning and management in big scale and to direct to benefit position before the real battle with the enemy occurs. Thomas Whelan stated that a strategy of a corporate form a comprehensive master plan stating how the corporation will achieve its mission and objective. The management function include the planning, organizing, leading, and controlling lead to achieving the organization stated purpose or the goal of organization. This is each step of strategy planning start from vision, mission, objective, strategy, policy, program, budget, and procedures. This is the hierarchy. We can start from the bottom approach, and the other one is deployment. We want to receive feedback, and this is the top level of management will design vision and mission. And the second, at the design of objective, strategy, and policy designed by middle level management, and the strategy for implementation designed by lower level management. The strategic planning divided by two strategy. The first strategy implementation and the second is strategy formulation. The definition of each step of strategy planning. Vision, it means to realize the impossible dream. Mission is operationalize the vision, and objective is transformation of the characteristic, and strategy is the way to carry out the action and activity. Policy is guideline to carry out, and program it's mean carry out the action and activity. Budget is cost to carry out the action and activities, and procedure sequence or step needed to do the action and activity. And the strategic planning definition, we have discussed it. The first consists of planning, organizing, actuating, or leading and controlling, or POAC or POLC. Strategy planning is a part of the planning function. Harold Kunz and Heinz Wittrich stated that strategy planning steps are purposes or mission, objective, strategy, policy, procedure, rule, program, and budget. The Buffy methods, Brawijaya University Faculty of Economy methods, or 8-step designing the strategy planning that anyone can design their own strategy planning using this 8-step. The steps are vision, start from vision, mission, objective, strategy, policy, program, budget, and procedure. We have seen in this pyramid form. Okay. The research method is a qualitative approach. The informant, including Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, staff, and Vice Minister, and the Minister of Agriculture, Agency for the Assessment and Application of Technology Indonesia, BPPT, some of their staff, the producer of alcohol, Molindo Raya Indonesia, the factory state in Malang, Mr. Indra, and some manager of cooperative institution. This is the cassava. This is we can easier to plant, to cultivate the cassava or singkong. This about 1 year we can harvest. After that we can 1 hectare is 10,000 square meter. We can harvest about 50 till 70 ton of singkong or cassava or manihot esculenta. We can produce alcohol from this plant. The other one is Jatrufa curcas. Also, we can produce the biodiesel, biofuel from this plant, or other one we can produce the oil, or we can produce from palm oil. We have many of palm oil plantation in Indonesia. We can produce B2, B20, B30, and we can produce the B100. B30 means 30% of biodiesel and 70% solar. This is the fossil energy. The strategy planning for producing the alternative energy. The first is vision and mission statement. We redesign the vision is empowering the communities, the people in the villages, to sustain and to produce the biofuel and to conserve the environment. And mission is everyone participate in planting the singkong or cassava or manihot esculenta or Jatrufa curcas. It's easier to plant it and producing the biofuel. Number one, to develop our natural resources efficiently, to protect our environment, to increase energy conservation, and the other one. Number three is objective statement. The first is to socialize the community, people in the villages, about the purpose of the biofuel in a certain area. And we can see to train and to use and to commercialize and to create the wealth of the people in the villages. The strategy statement we divided by three strategy: corporate strategy, business strategy, and functional strategy. The first is empowering the community in order to have biofuel production continuously. We can read in this slide. And policy, we can see number one is need the political will from the leader and legislator. Okay. And programs statement is number one, producing the biofuel reactor and training the people. And the other one, and the budget is decreasing and shifting apart the fossil energy budget subsidy to produce biofuel. And the other one, allocating the budget for producing and commercial the biofuel. The procedure statement is to design and write standard operating procedure to increase the number of young people to produce the biofuel and then to reduce the processing and manufacturing time. The conclusion of this paper is the research result revealed that the vision of the strategy planning for producing alternative energy is empowering the community, the people in the villages to sustain and to produce the biofuel and to cancel the environmental. Number two is the mission is everyone participate in planting the singkong or cassava or manihipot esculenta in Chatrovakurkas and producing the biofuel. This is the references. The biodata of the first author. This is biodata of second author. This biodata of third author. This is the fourth author and the fifth author. Thank you very much for your attention.